Welcome to Cowgirl Up, the podcast dedicated to elevating your mindset. I'm your host, Lori Blickenstaff, certified mental performance coach at mentalgame101.com. Welcome back to a week that is all about you. We're going to look into the mindsets that serve you, save you, and support you. However, let me back up. I lied a little bit. Today, I want to talk just a little bit about me before we get into a full week of you, and specifically what I do as a mental performance coach. I feel like this is important because of the blank stares and slightly confused looks I get when people ask me what I do for a living. Even some of my friends and family members still aren't quite sure. So for anyone listening who already isn't a client or familiar with mental performance, bear with me while I try to explain my work and show how this podcast fits into the big picture. First of all, I totally get it. Now, I've been immersed in the field for almost a decade, training myself for mental performance and now training others. So it kind of feels like it should be general knowledge to me. But relatively overall, it is still a newer field. Now, at the top, like Olympic and professional athletes, the market's almost saturated. But the trickle down to, college sports, high school, and the rest of us is still in progress. So if your only exposure to mental performance training is this podcast, you might assume that it's all about mindset, like we've been talking about in the thought life. However, that's really only the tip of the iceberg. Well, okay, let's call it the base of the iceberg, because like I said in the very beginning, mindset is the foundation of success in any area, in the arena, out of the arena, life. That's why in the first meeting with my clients, I always instruct them to get 15 minutes a day of good mindset input, whether it's through podcasts, books, or video. And so, yes, that was the motivation for creating this podcast. However, the rest of the 90-day training program consists of teaching concrete, actionable strategies designed to, improve focus and concentration, improve skill development, make it faster, build confidence and preparedness, among other things. So in a nutshell, we're training the brain for optimal performance. Now, if I had $1 for every person who has said or probably thought, well, I don't need mental performance training, I would be rich. I mean, they think, well, I'm not mentally weak, I'm not struggling, I don't need help. And I get it, but that's just because they don't understand who it's for. So let me describe the person who does need it. This is the person who is 110% committed to reaching their highest potential. The person who doesn't want to settle for being just pretty good. The person who wants every possible edge over their competition. Basically, high achievers. Those are the type of people I work with and that seek out mental performance training. So my mission from the beginning has been to streamline these high performance strategies that, the professionals are using and make it accessible and affordable for regular people like you and me who are dedicated to and very passionate about our sport. So that said, let me just wrap it up with one last point of clarification and a disclaimer. I am not a therapist. I am not a psychologist. I am not any type of mental health care worker. So if any of the topics we ever discuss in this podcast significantly impact your well-being, please consider seeking support from a licensed professional. And please tune in tomorrow, where I promise the focus is all back on you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions, feedback, or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Email me at lori@mentalgame101.com.